Hello there. In this video, I'll show you how to replace the engine air filter in a Vauxhall Corsa D using, as the example, this 1.2 litre petrol model from 2011. Now, this is a quick, easy job that we can do at home with only basic tools. Specifically, we need a 7mm socket like this, a T25 Torx bit, a ratchet with a medium length extension bar, and finally a cloth. We don't need that leaf though, that can definitely go. Right, it's easy to find the engine air filter in this car. It's over here on the right hand side in this large black plastic box. So we need to take the lid off that. And step one to do that is to first remove 4 bolts. There's one down there at the front. There are 2 over here on the side. And the 4th bolt is all the way down there at the back. To undo these 4 bolts, we need the T25 Torx bit I showed you earlier. So let's have a go at number 1. Now you may be wondering why it's important to periodically replace the engine air filter on your car. Well, there's number 1. As you drive along, air enters the front of the car down there. And that air may contain dust, sand, bits of old leaf and other general debris that you don't want getting into the engine. So the purpose of the filter is to catch such things, which of course means that over time it can become saturated. There's bolt number 2. And if your air filter is saturated, it excessively restricts how much air gets into the engine. So the engine is then literally starved of air. And that can cause all kinds of problems. You may be down on power, the car may burn more fuel. You may hear strange noises too. And to avoid all such issues, all you have to do is periodically replace the air filter. There we go, 4 bolts successfully removed. So the lid of the air filter box is now loose. But it won't come off until we detach this air hose at the back. And this air hose is secured by this Jubilee clip. See that? And to release the Jubilee clip, we need to loosen this bolt there. And to do that, we need the 7mm socket. Now this Jubilee clip doesn't need to be completely undone. It just needs to be loosened enough to pull the pipe away from the box. That is loose enough, see? So we can now take the lid off, and to do so, grab it down here and pull upwards. And what we're going to find is it will hinge slightly down here by the wing. But just keep pulling upwards and pull this hose back a little bit as well. Wiggle things around a bit. And eventually, with a little bit of persistence, the lid comes off. We can see the filter, which just lifts out like so. And we're making good progress. Next, we need to clean out the airbox with the microfiber cloth, because there's no point putting a clean air filter into a dirty box. You could instead use one of the little handheld vacuum cleaners. They work well too. There we go. That is good enough. So, how do we figure out what type of new filter to purchase? Well, there are 2 ways. We can simply look at the side of the old filter for a make and model number. Alternatively, go online, find a big supplier, enter your car's registration number, and then, in theory, you should only be shown filters that fit your particular car. Now, the old filter that we've removed from this particular car, which, as I said, is a 1.2 petrol from 2011, is a Lufton Filters A3004. So it needs either exactly the same again or an equivalent model number filter from a different manufacturer. Now, it may well be that your Vauxhall Corsa takes exactly the same type of filter, but I wouldn't make that assumption. It's always worth checking the specifics of your particular car. So once you've got your new filter, just slide it in like so. But care is required here to make sure it is sitting the correct way. This, for example, is correct, and we can tell because it's fairly snug, it's not moving about much. In contrast, if we put it in the wrong way, like so, we can see there's a lot more movement. Oh, that's no good. So make sure yours is nice and tight. Just like that. Now we need to put the lid back on. Now the best way to do this is to just push the hose very slightly back into the lid, just like that, just a little bit for now. So we can see the hose is just slightly pushed into the lid at the moment. And now we turn our attention to these three tags on the side of the lid. Can you see those? Well, they need to slide into those three bits of plastic just down there on the lower part of the box. So we just need to do a little bit of wiggling around to get those tags in. So now those tabs are connected, the lid is properly in position, so we can now drive the hose all the way home, like so. Tighten the Jubilee clip, replace those 4 bolts, and job's done. So, there you go. That's how to change the engine air filter in a Vauxhall Corsa D. Now, before you go, don't forget to subscribe to CarSpyTV. That makes it easier to find my other content. Can you also please do me a favour and click like on this video, and I'll see you next time, probably taking something else apart. Bye-bye.